Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks, where we are going to introduce to you today a very interesting watch. This, inside this great big box, is the iGWATCH. Now, this is a prototype, and a darn good one at that. The iGWATCH is a very specialized watch. There's a lot of patents going on here that, well, you'll see when we get into it. What's it look like? It looks like this. Now, the design, the exterior, the technology, it's all here. It's just almost like unveiling something like an Apple Watch, you know, where nobody's seen this before. You're about the first to see it. So let's unwrap the watch first and take a look. You have it in here nicely too. This isn't your typical watch design by any means. In fact, you can get the sense that this is a high-end luxury watch and at the same time very functional. Here we go. There we are. All right, look at the quality in this. Speaker port on this side. Nice leather rubber bands. This is that kind of a cross between a leather look, but the silicone stretchy material, but definitely a step up from just the basic rubber bands. It looks like the connection is actually out here. There we go. Okay, back in place. Underneath, we have the iGWATCH with a port where we would put the SIM card, the heart rate monitor, the charging pins, little microphone port, and on this side, 2 buttons. Long one and a tiny one. That's the watch. That's the first part, is to show you that really exquisite design. The second part that goes along with this is deeper. Let's take apart the box. We have, of course, the USB cable, which is your standard USB connection. And here is the nugget. This is what really makes this so cool. Well, you expect a charging dock, do you? Because there's no USB port on the watch, right? Well, you're half right. This is so cool. Yes, it's a charging dock. Yes, the pins would line up, and you just snap it in place, and you've got a connection. And look at this. The connection is solid. It's not magnetic. It actually snaps in place. Line it up. Snap it on. What's that? A little blue light is glowing? Why? Because, folks, this isn't just a charging cable. This is a power dock. This is an external battery inside of here that you could take along with you to charge up your watch. So if your watch is starting to run out of power, and it has a beefy battery in it as it is, all you got to do is slap on the charged up power dock, and it will continue running and charging the watch. And you just simply leave this plugged in and charged, get a couple of these, and you're good to go all day long. And guess what? Yeah, you could actually, sorry the screen is a little dirty, but it's because I just took the plastic off. You could actually put the watch on with the charging dock on, and the pin in there, I told you it's a prototype, sorry. We'll fix that. But look at that. You can actually wear the watch with the charging dock on. Easy as that. You know, since that keeps coming out, it begs me to think that this must be removable, huh? It looks like there's some stuff going on in here, and that fits right over that little thing. There's even a little round thing inside there. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's removable bands. And there's the charging dock clipped right onto there. Okay, so I'm going to set this whole thing up, put this back on, turn it on, and I want you to see the other thing, the other feature of this watch that is really, really cool. Be right back. Let's first take a look at the manual as it is, and then we'll turn it on. We have watch faces, and you just simply press and slide them to change them. You have notifications available on this watch. You have shortcut settings available to you. And you have Bind iGWATCH, which is the QR code that you would scan to download the app that you're going to put on your phone for doing the tethering thing, right? We also have a built-in heart rate monitor for heart rate detection, a pedometer for step counts, location with GPS, and this is new. Look how it actually shows you your current location in words on the watch. There's a reason for that. And this is awesome, the voice translation with 13 different languages built in directly in the watch. But there's more. It does phone calls, of course, because you have the SIM card, which means you got contacts and all of that stuff. You have messaging as well, I'm sure. And there's an emergency contacts feature in this watch as well. So we'll talk about that. Here's the information if you want to get more about this. Most of it's in Chinese, but there are some English pages there. On the other side, we talk about how it looks. There's the display and what the buttons are. There's two buttons, a shortcut and a return button. And then the amazing charging dock that you can slap on the bottom. And here's all of the features in the watch. Okay. You can, it's very simplistic at this point, several gestures you can tap. You can press and hold, and of course you can drag. Those are your typical gestures. And to turn it on, to turn it off, and to wake it up, you can just raise your wrist. Okay, so that's the manual. So, iGWATCH, let's turn you on, see what you do. I love this pattern. Aha, that's what IG stands for. Very nice. This is different than what we've seen before. And check out this boot up screen. Very colorful 3D. It's like you're floating through a representation of the galaxy or the Hadron Collider or something. I don't know. Very interesting design here. And we come back to our booting screen, and then we pop up into our default watch face. And there we go. So let's take a look at the watch faces real quick. We can go back to the very beginning. Let's start there. Oh, there is no very beginning. All right, we were in classic. It loops. How about this one? Very simple, very bright, very bold, easy to see the time. There's this one, which is going to show you your time and steps, and it looked like weather with the day and date up at the top. A large green one, Thursday the 1st. So you would have temperature and weather here if those are working. And another bold displayed with all the information around the edges. And this is an interesting dual time mode, where the top one is always set to Beijing and the bottom one is set to your current location. So if you're doing work with China, you have an idea of what your time difference is. And even down to the day and date. Notice this is September 2nd, and it's September 1st here. So it's across the date line, and it keeps track of all of that. And we're back to the classic. All right. If you swipe down, you get an overall status reading of your battery power and date. And if you slap to the right, you can change your brightness up and down here. There's very dim, which is very, very dim, all the way up to super bright. We'll keep it about right there for video quality. How's that? Airplane mode, this is do not disturb mode, so that's your silent mode, I guess. Well, this is silent mode, do not disturb, perhaps so that no calls come in. We'll take those off, and of course, airplane mode. So those are available to you. Swipe to the left, this is where your contacts would be that you add in. Swipe down, this is where your messages would be. It's different than what we've seen on other watches, isn't it? This is a new operating interface here. It's kind of fun. Swipe to the right, whoa, and here we go. We have a translation page that you can speak in one language and it will translate it on the fly. We'll come back to that. Swipe over here and you have your basic installed apps, which includes your phone, dialer, okay, but you need, of course, to have your SIM card in there. Your watch settings. Are we up at the top? Yeah, I guess we are. We'll come back to settings. The heart rate monitor, which I'm going to do using my finger. Press over here, tap the heart, watch it pump. More realistic human body kind of way of doing heart rate instead of that cute little cartoon heart. And it says detecting is still going on, so it's a live updating heart rate monitor. And in all honesty, this has been relatively accurate from what I can tell compared to the ones that seem to jump all over the place. How it works on the arm, how it works while working out, I'm not sure, but you're getting a good reading from it right there. Okay. The pedometer, which you can go in here and set your height and weight, and this is nice. Your step size, that's your stride. You really need that to multiply by your number of steps to give you your actual distance, right? When you see a heart rate or a pedometer that doesn't allow you to put in the step size, you're not going to get accurate total distance. You're going to have to multiply it yourself. Nice addition that's in there. And you can reset your step count to 0, and then I guess you just start stepping because you've got it on that mode. I don't know if it'll do it quickly here. Usually doesn't, you really have to do it on your arm. But pedometer, okay. The weather, which you pop in there, and needs to get your position, and we'll bring in your weather. Location, it goes out and tries to update your location. Again, it's prototype, and I don't have it fully set up. But what's nice about this is you can turn it off if you want to save battery power, and it's not going to give you updates. However, you can set location update to the watch in 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 30, 60, up to once every, 3 hours, 360 minutes, so forth. And that ties in with that little SOS feature. So if I were to say location update every 30 minutes, it's going to go out, ping where I'm at, bring in the coordinates to the watch and have them available for when you need to hit the SOS button and transmit your location information via text while it's doing the phone call to report an SOS situation. Okay, that's the key of the location. There's your basic text messages, SMS. You can turn this into a Wi-Fi hotspot if you want to. If you have the SIM in here with the 4G, the data connectivity, make this a hotspot with your extra battery pack, right? That gives you some juice that you could actually use this as the hotspot for your tablet if you're out and about and not even have to worry about taking a phone with you, for example. So that's built into it. Your standard default web browser. And I do have this up on my Wi-Fi right now, and it goes right into Google. So you can do whatever browsing you want to do. This is the barcode link, the QR code that needs to be scanned to get to the source to download the matching app. That part's not working. It's still in prototype right now, but it's going to be through that app that you'll be able to set up the SOS notification information to make that part of the watch active. Okay? And that's going to be done through your phone. The setup is, okay, basic alarm clock. You can turn on alarms and add them and have them repeat different days. And a built-in different stopwatch. Now check this out. It's counting digital down below, you see that. But you're also getting the old-fashioned push analog kind of a stopwatch. Now, it's not great in keeping multiple lap times, and you're not exporting these lap times to another fitness app or anything. But if you do hit that button, you take a lap time of sorts, and it starts another counter right behind it. So you can see the time difference, not digitally, but analog, between the two. It's counting minutes in the small hand in the middle and seconds, of course, around here. If I hit it again, it just resets the one blue handle up there back to the beginning. And I can stop it, of course. And it'll flash in pause mode and then start it back up. I presume we just reset it by that. Okay, different kind of stopwatch. Fun to see something new. And that's it for the installed apps. So let's get back to the translation thing. That's just one page back. So you have contacts, your watch face, the translator, and then the page of all your apps to go through, right? That's the layout. So I got it set up for English and Chinese. I'm going to just show it to you by speaking English. Good morning. It's nice to see you this morning. Okay, it actually spoke it. This is one of the drawbacks. The speaker's really soft, or I haven't been able to find how to boost media volume in here. Oh yeah, we got to look at settings. I'll go back to that. There is a setup for settings, but I haven't been able to crank it up. So, because of that, I've got my old standby Bluetooth watch speaker system.
Bluetooth model has been opened.
And it's paired here to the watch. So it's already set up that I could wear this on one arm and this on the other or whatever, and I could do it all over again now. Please tell me which way to the airport. I don't know Chinese. This would be really, really handy. The person who speaks Chinese would simply press that button and speak in their language, and it should translate it to English. What I do know, there's Chinese, English, Japanese, Korean, Spanish, French, Thai, Arabic, Russian, German, Italian, Dutch, and Greek all in here. I took a couple of years of Spanish. Bear with me, all right? Don't give me a hard time on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, it's a little slow on the uptake of the first thing, so you probably preface it with "Hey" or something like that, you know. Hey there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa! I guess you got to have a few more years of language than I do to be able to interpret that. I'm sure if you speak Spanish, that was at regular speed, but for me, that was a little quick. Here we go. So, you know, I mean, anything. If you want to just go into Japanese and play with it. Oh, it's waiting for me. What is your favorite movie? Okay. This is great for students, business people, travelers. It's a really elegant watch. Very nicely done. And the built-in translation feature that can work with the SIM card or, like I am, in a Wi-Fi zone. lets you stand side by side the person you're talking with, and each of you take turns speaking. You can read your own language, and you'll hear the translation as well. That's a patented technology in here. That's a patented technology in here, this charging dock. Why isn't everybody doing this? I mean, I'm sad to see those little flimsy things that magnetically connect on here, and you move the watch and it falls off and it doesn't charge overnight when you could be doing things like this. I mean, this is 2017, 2018 technology. It's coming, and I hope a lot of the manufacturers watch this and get on board, because this prototype watch could lead the world. Okay, off my soapbox. Watch settings. This is laid out differently as well. A button for turning on and off Wi-Fi, mobile, GPS. There's an update button that checks to see if you have any firmware updates. Of course, you have to be updated or connected to the internet somehow. The About This watch, which gives you its model number. I think this is the third one made. Its Bluetooth name, iGWATCH 300C. It's running Android 5.1 with a build of 1.0.1. And internal storage, it's got 0.99 gigabytes and 1.35 gigabytes. And the SD card has that much memory on it. So it's not a huge amount of memory. But you know what? I connected through the dock to the computer, and it came up giving me 4 gigabytes of available memory that I could play with internally. Now, granted, the apps at this point don't even have a music player, they don't have a file manager, and there's no way to install from the Google Play Store, but it's a heck of a translation and really dressy looking watch. So keep an eye out for continued improvement in this one. And the rest of them are just addresses for MAC addresses and all that kind of stuff. But that's the important stuff to see right there. And then you drop into more for all of your other settings, which include your Bluetooth, basically turning it on and connecting it to whatever device you want to transmit to, and connecting it to your phone when you scan in the barcode for doing the tethering type of connection. You have preferred overall brightness to wake the screen when you turn your arm. You can have a ring for notifications. You can have it stay awake, do not disturb. And then the wear set is to screen rotation for the right-handed or left-handed. This is kind of cool. Check this out. If I wanted to wear it on this arm, upside down so the buttons are pointed out like a regular watch, I rotate the screen, and now look at that. I've on my right arm with the buttons in the correct position, I've now created, for the first time ever, a true lefty watch, where the buttons aren't on the upside. That alone should entice at least 1/10 of the population, right? That's left-handed. I don't know the statistics on that. That's the wear set. We come back to display, and this is where we do our date and time. You can have auto time zone, everything that you're doing, the 24-hour time, select the time zone you want. You can set the sleep time from a maximum of 2 minutes down to as low as 5 seconds. I got it on max for our demo right now. In the sound section, we have vibration, which is enabled, a silent mode, which is disabled. And now here's the volume. And I had it set to 5, which is the highest, and then it loops again. And then you can set your tones. So you know what? Because this thing is so loud, I could either turn the volume down here, but I want to try it here. Let's turn the volume down to 2 and go into our ringtones so you can get a sense of the ringtones. Oh, wow, there's too many of them. There's a lot. Well, I think these are like the standard ones. Don't they look similar? Oh, this one was fun. Oh, now it's too low. Gonna boop that up a little bit. Okay, set tones, ringtone. Callisto's the one that's default. I was playing with that one. I like that one. You just OK, and then it's set. Notification ring, same kind of thing. There's a whole bunch of these. I don't know, what's that one? These are quick, short things, right? All right. Anyway, cancel. We'll just leave it what it was. So you can set ringtones, of course, on it as well. And that's all there is on sound languages. Two choices, English and Chinese at this point. But obviously, folks, hello, it's a translation watch. That's what its stake to claim is. You can bet there'll be different languages in here, so you can have your watch in Spanish or French for all of the words and operations, if that's your language of choice. But as prototype, they're just, these are the two we've got for right now. An input method lets you have a keyboard input of English, or I'm presuming Chinese, and hardware. I haven't tried that one. Show input method. Well, it's not turning on. Okay. And those are just the two choices. So obviously we're going to take English for this demo. And that is it under more settings, under all of the options that are available under watch settings with the installed apps that we have here. And again, the translation feature that's right next to the watch face. All right? So, prototype, brand new iGWATCH with the snap-on power dock that charges this puppy up directly from here, and you can continue wearing your watch with the dock on, like so, and it works fine. And if you don't want to have the dock on, of course, you can put the watch on. Let me get it from the back. The band is really nice. It's stretchable, but it looks kind of like alligator skin or something. I don't know. It looks leathery, kind of. Clean the back front off. There we go. Let's go back now to our main screen, and that's the watch on. All right, the iGWATCH. Look for it, coming soon. I don't know when. It's only 4 a.m. in Beijing right now. Give them a call in a couple of hours. See what they say. Thanks for watching Smartwatch Tips, where we're always finding very interesting and unique stuff. I love the design on this. Very nice watch. All right, more to come, and a lot of new watches hitting the market right now, so please subscribe if you haven't. It helps boost us up and get us more new watches if you do. Well, I've actually been waiting for about a week before publishing this review because this is a prototype and they are in the process of doing some updates, and it really does need a few more things. So it just came down with a brand new over-the-air and OTA push update, and it's installing that right now. So we're going to see what this new update is all about and show it off to you. Yay! Okay, we've done the update and they fixed part of the volume problem. So now when I crank the volume up, coming out of the watch, you can actually hear it. So I'm going to add to this video. It's pretty much done unless you're really interested in the translation. I'm going to go through and do the translations for you so you can hear each of the languages. But by way of, again, summary, this is a prototype watch. I don't even have direct buying links for you. I have contact links, and they'll appear in the notes section underneath the video, and I will update them as we have more information. But if you want to get on board with this translation watch and perhaps even help them get it all set up and tested, especially if you're multilingual in different countries around or different languages from different countries around the world, then by all means follow the links below and jump right on in and play with us. This is standalone. I put a SIM card in it. I took it out. I was out and about and did translations, at least from my Spanish to English and back again, and it worked fine. So it really is, for a translation watch, great. For the SOS help function, where you press and hold and have it automatically call a number in an emergency, still in the works. But it is a feature that will be coming once we have the tethering link to the phone all fixed. So let's begin. Again, it's a little slow on the uptake, so I'm always going to preface this with a little sentence, and then we'll try the translation from English to all the different languages, starting with Chinese. That's the first one in the list. And here we go. This is a practice translation, period. How are you, comma? How are you, comma? How are you, question mark?
这是一个练习翻译。你好吗？你好吗？你好吗？
All right, if you're fluent in Chinese, you can tell whether or not that worked. If I hit English, it just switches these around. And notice it's British English, not US. How about Japanese? And here we go again. This is a practice translation, period. How are you, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, period.
これは実際の翻訳です。いかがですか？いかがですか？いかがですか？
Notice the inflection change in there. It does recognize syntax, which is nice. Now we go to Korean. This is practice translation, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, period. How are you, exclamation mark.
이 방법은 번역 안녕하세요 안녕하세요.
Once again, please.
이 방법은 번역 안녕하세요 안녕하세요.
Okay. After Korean is Spanish. Yay, maybe I'll understand some of this. This is a practice translation sentence, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, exclamation mark. How are you, period.
Esta es una práctica traducción frase ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
One more time.
Esta es una práctica traducción frase ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Okay. French. This is a practice translation sentence, period. How are you, period. How are you, exclamation mark. How are you, question mark.
C'est une pratique traduction phrase comment tu es? Comment vas-tu? Comment vas-tu? C'est une pratique traduction phrase comment tu es? Comment vas-tu? Comment vas-tu?
You guys hearing this? Sounds good on my end. I think this could really work. Here's Thai. This is a practice translation, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, period. How are you, exclamation mark.
นี่คือการฝึกแปล คุณเป็นอย่างไร คุณเป็นอย่างไร คุณเป็นอย่างไร
Didn't hear a lot of syntax difference there, or inflection in the voice.
นี่คือการฝึกแปล คุณเป็นอย่างไร คุณเป็นอย่างไร คุณเป็นอย่างไร
Okay, Thai. Arabic. This is a practice translation sentence, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, exclamation mark. How are you, period.
هذه الترجمة هي ممارسة الحكم كيف حالك كيف حالك كيف حالك
Wow. Okay, once again.
هذه الترجمة هي ممارسة الحكم كيف حالك كيف حالك كيف حالك
Again, this works out in the field as long as you have telephone connectivity. You know, you can actually use this to place calls if you put a SIM card in it and do this translation, if, of course, your country supports the networks that the watch operates on. And it is working. That part of it is working, and so is the translation. So, really good. Russian. This is a translation, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, period. How are you, exclamation mark. I don't think it matters if I have inflection, but
Это перевод как
Oh, really? All right.
Это перевод как ты.
I guess you can say it briefly in Russian, huh?
Это перевод как ты.
All right. Russian. How are you? Oh, German. This is a translation, period. How are you, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, exclamation mark.
Dies ist eine Übersetzung, die sind die Wie geht es dir? Wie geht es dir?
Okay.
Dies ist eine Übersetzung, die sind die Wie geht es dir? Wie geht es dir?
Sounds like it only got two, but maybe there were three in there. That's German. Italian. This is a translation, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, period. How are you, exclamation mark.
Questa è una traduzione come stai sei. Questa è una traduzione come stai sei.
You notice sometimes it's a male voice, sometimes a female voice. And maybe if you're good at this, you can tell whether it's Google voices or something different. Dutch. This is a translation sentence, period. How are you, period. How are you, question mark. How are you, exclamation mark.
Dit is een vertaling van de zin hoe gaat het met je? Hoe gaat het met je? Hoe gaat het met je?
Once again.
Dit is een vertaling van de zin hoe gaat het met je? Hoe gaat het met je? Hoe gaat het met je?
Sounds like, well, it looks like there's question marks throughout the whole thing, but I don't know if I got the punctuation right. Anyway, that's Dutch and Greek, our last one. We'll give that a shot, and that'll wrap it up for today. This is a translation sentence, period. How are you, period. How are you, exclamation mark. How are you, question mark. And let's see.
Τελείωσε σήμερα τι είναι μια μετάφραση την ενέργεια σου. Γεια σου, ας δούμε.
I got everything I was saying, huh? Once again.
Τελείωσε σήμερα τι είναι μια μετάφραση την ενέργεια σου. Γεια σου, ας δούμε.
All right, so that's the translation features of this interesting watch. And again, I expect more updates and shifts as new over-the-air transmissions of updates occur. And definitely check the links below so you can keep on top of this amazing translation watch.